Brett no longer posing a threat to Grenada. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the National Report, I'm Leslie Ann Johnson Cornwall. Grenada is out of harm's way with Tropical Storm Brett moving further away and its remnants moving across the southeastern Caribbean Sea. The National Disaster Management Agency NADMA says the system is expected to dissipate by Thursday. While there was some heavy wind and driving rain on Monday night, there were no reports of major damage to infrastructure or property. Superintendent Sylvan McIntyre says from a security point of view, they were prepared, following a meeting Monday morning to look over their hurricane plan, and were in full operation throughout the night, with a police presence in various parts of the island. He says from all indications, things were relatively quiet.
We had 2 trees blocked different areas on the west coast. On the eastern coastline, we've only had some power outages. And in the tongue of St. George itself, in the Bushejou, Grenvilleville area, there were 2 small landslides. And there were reports of about 3 yachts that broke their moorings and went adrift. In a nutshell, things were relatively quiet. The crime situation, there were not many crimes that were committed during the period of time. So we think our plan went well, our operation was well executed, the cooperation from members of the public went well as was expected. People adhered to instructions, and I think that led to the success of what went on.
Meanwhile, a police report issued on Tuesday stated that the Balthazar Bridge in St. Andrews temporarily closed after the Great River overflowed its banks. Experts from the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, ECLAC, and the Regional Environmental Center are collaborating with the government of Grenada to assess the island's commitment to Principle 10 of the Rio Declaration on Environment and Development. A one-day seminar was held on Tuesday for public officers to raise awareness on the declaration and examine the steps required for Grenada to effectively implement the Principle 10 into domestic laws, regulations, and policies. The 1992 declaration seeks to ensure that every person has access to information, can participate in the decision-making process, and has access to justice in environmental matters, with the aim of safeguarding the right to a healthy and sustainable environment for present and future generations. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Alva Brown believes it will impact the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals.
In Grenada, we have the belief that Principle 10 Declaration provides a unique opportunity for states to embrace the democratic principle of participatory governance. It reminds us that environmental issues are best handled with the participation of all concerned citizens at the relevant levels. Indeed, it is the reason why public participation from the onset has occupied a permanent place at the core of the process, providing opportunities for significant participation of the public.
ECLAC's Environment Affairs Officer David Lamarche highlighted that the seminar does not only cater to environmental needs and issues, but also holistic development.
It's not only an environmental agreement, it will also support implementation of the 2030 Agenda. The 2030 Agenda is the roadmap that the United Nations has given itself in its 193 countries that are member states to the United Nations for the next 15 years. So it will also support human rights agenda and commitments and the climate change obligations that Grenada is spearheading in the world.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
The house was shaking. Then suddenly saw we hear bang, crack, and the roof had gone.
Man, I was so scared, I nearly wet myself.
Only those who have lived it can truly understand the devastating fury of a hurricane's wind.
The house across the road just get up and roll over.
Hurricane force wind. It's a hazard. Hazards. Take control. Reduce your loss. You can hurricane-proof your home. For example, make your roof more wind-resistant by using screws instead of nails in its construction. Find out more about hurricane force winds and other hazards at your local disaster office. A message from the National Disaster Management Agency and SIDERA.
Training educators in strategies that will help to improve the reading skills of children from the kindergarten stage to grade 3 in all OECS countries. That is the focus of a week-long workshop for the OECS Early Learners Program at the Radisson Resort. Details from Annette Moore.
The Early Learners Program, also known as ELP, got off to a busy start. GIS spoke with facilitators and some of the 21 ELP coordinators present at the workshop.
This is the second time they're being trained as a group to go back and provide professional development support to teachers.
I think we really needed that. It was very, very timely, and I think it has done wonders across the region and will continue to do wonders for us here in the OECS.
The Early Learners Program is funded by USAID and is being implemented in Antigua, St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Grenada. The professional development support began in January 2017, and the OECS unit is collaborating with the chief education officers and the various ministries of education to ensure the smooth implementation of the program.
We're in June, and in that short space of time, we are already receiving reports along with evidence that teachers are beginning to change their practice.
For a number of years, we have been having so many reading problems in our schools, and the ELP has is directly addressing those problems.
We're getting reports from principals that teachers are much more enthused about their teaching, they're much more energetic, and we could see evidence of that in their planning, in the way that they conduct their lessons, in the research that they're doing, in their meetings with each other, and the fact that they're now supporting each other in professional learning communities.
The program focuses on 7 components, which are language policy, the teacher training program, teacher professional development, student assessment, teacher learning resources, the reading curriculum component, and school management.
Dominica and St. Lucia, because of the French Creole influence, the focus would be slightly different because of that, variation with respect to language.
The teachers are welcoming the support. They're welcoming that we are at the same level with them. We are actually going out there, giving them assistance, giving them what they need, giving them guidelines. They are able to take risks, so they feel more comfortable, attempting the strategies in a non-threatening situation.
It's providing us with those strategies, those opportunities to intervene on behalf of our students who really need that support.
Implementation of the ELP is from March 2015 to March 2019. For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson Cornwall.